So this is the Star of David, Seal of Solomon idea, icon. And so over here you can see that I am this is how I view myself. Like I'm good at complex problem solving. Like if you were to take the entire population of people and look at a competence hierarchy, I would be very high in this. But if you were to look at a population of people and look at communication skill, you would see that maybe this isn't the best way to call it, but because I'm essentially ignoring the audience, and therefore I don't communicate well. So something like they're bad communication, right? Those are coupled. So bad communication is coupled to bad communication is coupled to my ignorance of the audience. And so they correspond. Like I would claim that because I have ignored my audience and I don't use my brain to worry about my audience, I then use the limited brain I have to do other things. And so what I think happens is that everyone has a lot of skill, who is at the top of a competence hierarchy, they are also not at the top of the competence hierarchy for something else. So it's inverted. So if a person is somewhere in this hierarchy, they're also going to be somewhere in this other hierarchy, which I have inverted. And so the idea here is that a person is a person is part of multiple competence hierarchies, and then I like to invert it like this. And then once you become aware of your weaknesses and are communicating them, then you can begin to integrate. And so how do you integrate your strengths and weaknesses? It's something like this. And so a community or an organization or even a marriage looks like this. Like a marriage is the smallest organization, and it's something like this where the male and the female, the husband and the wife, and you could even go away from the typical heterosexual genders, and you can say a partnership. There's a partnership between people. The smallest group is two people, and you can have a partnership where the strengths and weaknesses of one person can complement the strengths and weaknesses of another person. And this is a good shield. There's this phrase, shield of David, and there's a shield. So when you look at this, you can remember that, especially if you see yourself as being at the top of a competence hierarchy, say you have high IQ, for example, you can humble yourself by remembering that that you have weaknesses and you depend on others who can complement you with your weaknesses. So, yeah, I would claim that people who have high IQ in general have kind of a general set of weaknesses as well that correspond with high IQ. So that's the Shield of David and the Seal of Solomon explained.